We continue now at the top of Daf Peites Amud Aleph in Meseches Nedarim. This is Nedarim Daf 89a. The Mishnah is continuing to explain that when it comes to Nedarim, it goes by the time that the vow was pronounced, the utterance of the vow, by that time in determining whether or not the husband can annul the vow. Nadra v'hi b'rishus Baal habal. Let's say she makes the neder, and at the time that she makes the neder, she's within the rishus of the husband at that time. She's married, so then meferla, so then he is allowed to annul the vow for her. Ketzad, how so? Amra hareini nazira la'achar lamed. Let's say she says, I'm going to be a nazira after 30 days. Afal pisha nisalmana o nisgarsha besoch lamed, even though she was widowed or divorced within those 30 days. But hareza mufer, he is able to annul the vow, since at the time that she pronounced the vow, at that point in time they were married. At that point in time, he is able to annul the vow. And the Mishnah continues, Nadra bo bayom v'niskarsha bo bayom. Let's say she makes a neder on that day, and she's divorced on that day, and hachzira bo bayom. Then he goes ahead and he remarries her on that very same day. Again, the same basic idea, eino yachol lahafir. He's not able to annul the vow because she left his rishus. Now that she gets remarried, already at the time of a marriage, a husband can only annul the vows from the time of the marriage and onward, not those vows that took place before the marriage. And the Mishnah concludes, Zeh haklal, this is the rule. Kol sheyotza l'rishus atzma sha'achas, any woman, once she goes into her own rishus, even for just one moment, eino yachol lahafer. At that point in time, he's not able to annul the vow. And again, the point over here is the same. Once she leaves his rishus, let's say he goes ahead even and he remarries her, so he can still only annul the vows from that point in time onward. A husband is not able to annul the vows that preceded the marriage. Once she goes into her own rishus, that is no longer possible. And the Gemara says, Tanya, we learned in a brisa, almona ugrusha sha'amra. Let's say you have a situation of a widow or a woman who's divorced, and she says, Hareini nazira lichasha enase. I'm going to be a nazira at the time that I get married, vinisis, and then she gets married. So the question now is, again, can the husband annul that vow? Rabbi Yishmael Omer Yafer. Rabbi Yishmael says he can annul the vow. Rabbi Akiva Omer Lo Yafer. And Rabbi Akiva says he's not able to the vow. Now Rabbi Akiva seems to be like our Mishnah, because Rabbi Akiva is saying, since at the time that she said the vow, so she was an almana or a grusha, she was not married at that time, we go by the time of the pronouncement of the vow, and therefore he's not able to annul it. Rabbi Yishmael seems to say, no, since she said that the vow is only going to take effect at the time that she actually gets married, so then the husband actually is allowed to annul the vow. It seems that Rabbi Yishmael is not like the Mishnah, and that the Gemara will discuss. The Simona Yalili, and the siman for the Machlokas Rabbi Yishmael and Rabbi Akiva is Yud Lamed Lamed Yud. The idea over here is we just said the Yud Lamed. Rabbi Yishmael says Yafir, and Rabbi Akiva says Lo Yafir. That's the first Yud Lamed, and the Lamed Yud is coming up. The reverse case, Eishes Isha Sha'amra Hareini Nazira Lechesha as Garish. Let's say a married woman says, I'm going to be a Nazira, but it's only going to take effect after I'm divorced, and then she's divorced. So in that case, it's the opposite. Rabbi Yishmael Omer Lo Yafer. Rabbi Yishmael says he cannot annul the vow. Again, Rabbi Yishmael seems to be saying that we go by the time that the vow takes effect. If the vow takes effect after she's divorced, he can't annul. Rabbi Akiva Omer Yafer, but Rabbi Akiva says no, since she pronounced the vow, she uttered the vow at the time that she was married, so he is able to annul the vow. It doesn't matter that she said that it's only going to take effect at the time of the gerushin. He's able to annul the vow. And the Gemara continues, Amar Rabbi Yishmael. Rabbi Yishmael says, Harehu Omer, the pasuk says, V'neder almona ugrusha v'gomer. It talks about the neder of an almona ugrusha. And again, Rabbi Yishmael is the one who says that we're not going by the time it was pronounced, but we're going by when it takes effect. And the idea is, Ad sheyehei neder b'shas almonus v'gerish. And the point is that it has to be a neder that takes effect at the time when she's widowed or divorced. If it's taking effect at the time when she's married, that's considered a vow during the time she's married, and the husband can annul that vow. But Rabbi Akiva holds, Harehu Omer, the pasuk says, Kol asher asra al nafsha. It says everything she prohibits on herself. Ad sheyeh isure neder. Isure neder means the prohibition, meaning the utterance when she actually pronounced the vow. That has to be b'shas almonos v'gerishin. That has to be at the moment of being widowed or divorced, meaning we follow the time that the vow is pronounced, not the time that it takes effect. And so the Gemara continues. Amar Rav Chisda says, Masnisan Rabbi Akiva. Rav Chisda says, our Mishnah follows Rabbi Akiva, as we just explained. Rabbi Akiva certainly seems to go like the Mishnah, because he follows the time that the neder is pronounced. Abaya says, Afilu Tema Rabbi Yishmael. You can even say that our Mishnah follows Rabbi Yishmael. In general, in cases, let's say, where a woman would say that I'm going to be a Nazira after 30 days, we would follow the time that the neder is pronounced. And the idea is as follows. Masnizin Talia Nafshe B'Yomi. In our Mishnah, everything is dependent upon a certain amount of time, a certain amount of days. She says, in 30 days, I'm going to be a Nazira. But Braisa Talia Nafsha B'Nisuin. However, in the Braisa, it's a different case. She's saying at the time of marriage, this will take effect. If she already says at the time of marriage, so then we follow the time it takes effect, because she's making the neder, she's making the chalos of the neder dependent on the marriage, or in the reverse case, on the divorce. It's not going by an amount of time. And the Gemara elaborates, Shalmu Yome velo nisgarsha, Shalmu Yome velo misnasva. When we're talking about the Mishnah, you can have the days finished and she won't be divorced. You can have the days finished and she won't be married. Meaning it's not dependent on the marriage or the divorce in our Mishnah. It's dependent on a certain number of days. And there it could be Rabbi Shmuel would agree with Rabbi Akiva. In that situation, he would agree that we follow the time that the neder was pronounced. And the Gemara continues and addresses the end of the Mishnah, which had a zeh haklal, which had a general rule, by comparing it to a zeh haklal that we had earlier in the Masechta. And the Gemara says, zeh haklal dekatani gabe nara hamorasa. When it says zeh haklal by a nara hamorasa, again, in general, when you have a young girl who's meorasa, who's betrothed, so the annulment of the vows happens in partnership. It has to be that both her father and her husband, they annul the vow, and only then is the vow going to be annulled. And so we said over there, le'isuye, that zeh haklal comes to include the following. Let's say the girl is being given over to the husband, but the father is accompanying the shluchei habal, the messengers of the husband. Or let's say the shluchim of the father, they accompany the shluchei habal. So again, the father is, so to speak, present with the girl still. So in that case, it comes to include benara hamorasa. When we have a case of a nara hamorasa, that still the father and the husband, they jointly annul her vows. The point is, as long as the father has this presence, he's going together with the shluchei habal, or even if it's the shluchei av with the shluchei habal, so that's still considered that she's under the domain of her father as well, and the vows can only be annulled in partnership. And the Gemara says similarly, zeh haklal dekatani gabe ve'elu nedarim. This is zeh haklal that we have in our Mishnah in Parak Elu Nedarim, la'esuye mosar ha'av l'shluchei habal, or shemasar shluchei av l'shluchei habal. That comes to include kind of the opposite case. Let's say the father gives her over to the shluchei habal, he's no longer present. Or let's say the shluchei av give her over to the shluchei habal. Again, there's no presence of the father, so in that case, she's considered to be a married woman. She'ein habal mefer b'kodmin, and at that point in time, once she goes into the husband's rishus, so at that point in time, from that time forward, the husband is able to annul her vows, but he cannot annul any earlier vows. That's in contrast to a nara hamorasa when she's just betrothed. So there, in partnership, they can annul even the earlier vows once she's a married woman. Ein habal mefer b'kodmin. And the Gemara continues with the Mishnah, Teisha naros nidrehen kayom, and there are 9 girls that their nedarim are upheld, that they're considered to be in their own rishus. Even though the Mishnah uses the term naros, here that term does not only refer to a nara, it can refer to a bogeres as well, to a woman who's considered a full adult. And the cases are as follows. Bogeres vihi yisoma. Let's say you have a bogeres. Again, that is a woman who is considered to be fully an adult, and she is a yisoma, she is an orphan. It doesn't literally mean she's an orphan that her father has died. The point over here is that she's outside of the rishus of her father. Or nara ubagra. Let's say she made the neder at the time that she was a nara. In the first case, she made the neder at the time she was a bogeres. Here she makes it at the time that she's a nara, but then she becomes a bogeres. She becomes a full adult. Vihi yisoma. Again, she's considered to be an orphan. Even though her father is alive, she's considered to be in her own rishus because she's a bogeres. And we'll continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Peites Amud Beis.